If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others.
Grab your popcorn and sit back.
Jump the gun. Oh, no, give me more than that. Okay, go this way. That was dumb. We are.
How could I tell you when nobody wants to? Ill-fated words I will choke.
Happy, dare I say, Free Agent Friday on the AM Drive. This is the AM Drive on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook on this July 1st, 2022. And we are live. For Sammy Action, the thumbs up man himself, for the last time, I am Michael Carvello saying, so long, but one more ride, Sammy.
It's not the last time. It's just the last time as a regular. I will be back on the show as a guest as I have been in the past. I just have a few things going on this month that make it hard for me to be here every day.
What about October? You ain't going to come back for the full show anymore?
I might, yeah. I travel to Europe this summer, and then I will be gone until August. And then once I'm back, August, whatever, maybe back in September. Who knows? I'm not leaving forever. Just for the next couple months.
So he's not ruling out his possibilities here. He requested a trade, but he still might come back to the team just like Jalen Brunson. That's fair.
I feel like it's more like Gronkowski, right? So I'm saying that I'm going to retire, but I'm probably going to come back.
No, that's definitely a better analogy than what I just gave. Okay, cool. Hey, who's got the best morning show, Sammy?
That guy.
Whoa. It's those guys up there. Well, these guys, how about that? That works. I got this shirt and this mug from amdrive.online, and we are so confident that our merchandise is cheaper than your favorite podcast merchandise. We'll price match it and take the L because it's not going to happen. So trust me, check out our merchandise. Low price. By the way, I'd like to publicly address this. We have a shirt that says Drive Safe, right? It's a comfort tee. Apparently the fabric is very bad, and I've got 2 holes in mine. I don't know where they're from. So when my mom was trying to sew it back together, she said it was the worst fabric she's ever seen in her life. So I may take that off the market. So if you want a Drive Safe shirt, you may want to get those now. They'll probably be re-added as a shirt like with the cotton and not whatever the crap the comfort stuff is. So I apologize. We have bought that shirt and had similar problems because I was like, man, what the crap is this? I get a hole in my stomach. Like, no. Oh. But there you go.
It's a Drive Safe shirt with a bullet wound.
Oh. Drive Safe, but just only shot. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, well. Hey, Deshaun Watson hearing might be finally over. And I'm just about done with this. I've said it the last 3 or 4 or 5, 700 times we talked about it. I'm done with it. And now it's over. But what's the verdict, man?
Wait, who is Deshaun Watson again?
Some dude's been in the news for the last 50 years.
Yeah, I think they should be coming out with a verdict here soon. Whatever the case is, all the rumors are saying it's going to be more in Watson's favor than the NFL's, and the NFL is not going to fight the ruling. They're going to accept the arbitration, whatever the outcome. So, if all that rumor comes out, Watson might be on the field this year, which will be exciting for football.
Excited for football, but not for masseuses. By the way, I want like a 10-part documentary on this whole process because this has been horrible. I don't care I want to see the massages in the documentary, like behind the scenes. I want to see the hearings. I want to see all of it, everything, because I'm tired of this crap, man.
Hey, you can get that guy who does To Catch a Criminal, and he has that super deep voice, and they can reenact. This is a reenactment of actual events and
actual massages. Yeah, that's funny. That's pretty funny. Some scenes may be maybe unsafe for some viewers. However you say that. You
yeah.
How about actual sports talk though?
Yeah, let's do that. I'd rather do that.
Yeah, that's horrible. We had to touch on that though. Kevin Durant has trade requested his way out of Brooklyn. Now, he prefers the Suns and the Heats. But I guess the Nets should say not so fast, because that sounds nice and dandy, Mr. Kevin Durant, but you still have, was it 4 years left on your deal that you signed, I don't know, last year? Dude, I don't care. We all knew Kyrie was a nutcase. We all knew this. We all knew that leaving the Warriors was career suicide, worse than whenever you joined the freaking team. We knew this. You, Kevin Durant, did not know this. So Kevin Durant now wants, I prefer that. I don't care what you prefer, pal. The Thunder can offer me like 17 first-round picks and two young players. Go back to OKC for all I care. You think the Nets care? You really think the Nets care about this crap? They're stuck with Ben Simmons, the ghost of Ben Simmons. They're stuck with Kyrie when he wants to show up in the building. And Kevin Durant says, I'm out. It's your fault you're here.
In the world of the NBA in 2022, the stars pick who they want to play with, Mike.
But eventually it comes. I'm with Skip. Skip has made a tweet. I believe it was last night, or the night before. He was like, one thing about the NBA that makes it so annoying is that, yeah, it's nice for the 24-hour news cycle, but man, when you have 4 years left in your deal and you can just whine your way out of town or overeat your way out of town or depress your way out of town, Ben Simmons, James Harden, it's frustrating. Like, what loyalty has to come into play sometime? Like, you sign, your name is Kevin Durant, it's right here in writing, and you said, no, I'm good. That's against the law, man.
Well, hold on. So he came to Brooklyn to play with Kyrie and James Harden. James Harden's no longer there. He has no loyalty to Brooklyn. I don't know that he even lived there. He came there to play with these guys. His name on the contract will still be honored because he gets compensation for being traded. So the Nets will get equal compensation for trading him. And if I'm the Nets, I'd rather get compensation of players who want to be there than a disgruntled superstar who doesn't want to be there. So he's not doing anything unlawful. In this day and age, these guys pick who they want to play with. He doesn't want to play with Ben Simmons, or the ghost of Ben Simmons, as you eloquently put it. He doesn't want to play with head case Kyrie. He doesn't like those guys anymore. You know, they stole his ball at his birthday party, whatever happened. But he wants to go play somewhere else. He's going to be disgruntled. They're not going to want that. So I think he can easily land on the Suns, go play with Chris Paul and be very happy. Go play with Jimmy Butler and be happy. There's no loyalty and legacy in the NBA anymore. That left years ago.
You know, Sammy, I finally have this took me about 24 hours to get to, but I finally have my conclusion on how I feel with Kevin Durant on the Miami Heat.
Okay.
I'll tell you on the other side.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know, because when we come back, we're talking Kevin Durant trade request continued, including my thoughts as a Miami Heat fan. I'm sure I don't speak for everyone, but hopefully the majority. Also, what the heck, man? No California love? USC and UCLA said deuces to Pac-12, and then the second biggest news of the day, which is kind of funny. We'll be right back, though, Sammy. Can't wait.
I'll be here.
The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah. You want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask.
It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
To support your team from every league and even all the players, along with daily deals like free shipping of orders worth $24 or more, you've got to go to MikeandAaronDrive.com and do what?
Click the F.
Bingo! When you click the F, the entire Fanatics store is at your disposal for you to experience. So go there. Get your jerseys like the Kyle Guy jersey. Get your autographed memorabilia. It's all happening, but please go to MikeandAaronDrive.com. Click the Fanatics logo today. Support your favorite team and our show for that. Thank you. Sam. Kevin Durant requested a trade. I don't know if you knew that. And as a Miami Heat fan, I don't want him. Because I don't want the narrative that comes with him. I don't want, because last time I said he was best friends with Kyrie. Oh, no, never mind. I don't want to play in OKC. I want to play with Steph Curry. Up, never mind. I'm low to OKC. Up, never mind. Bro, you just got swept. I don't care how good you are. You folded, you crumbled, you melted, you sank, you drowned. I don't know what else to say. You were awful. I don't want you on my team, Kevin Durant. He tweeted me out recently and told me it was about the Nick Wright debate thing. I still don't care. I don't want Kevin Durant on the Miami Heat. I feel like we were a Jimmy Butler three-pointer away from going to the NBA Finals. And to me, would have put up a better fight than the team that turned it over 20 times a game. We don't need Kevin Durant. I'm good.
I don't know. I think you could use Kevin Durant. I think you are one Kevin Durant away from being probably back-to-back champions.
That's a good point because the Bucks did. That's a good point. I still don't care. To me, championships are wonderful, but if we have to trade a bunch of guys like our future for a year or two with you, I don't know, man. I just don't know.
I mean, you're right. It is only going to probably be like 2 years, but it'll be 2 pretty glorious years. I mean, I don't think Golden State regrets the 3 years he spent in California. It went to all 3 championships, all 3 years.
Well, yeah, but eventually loyalty matters, and I think Miami Heat are about loyalty. And yeah, if Bam wants, I don't care if the whole team wants to play with him. I don't want him. I don't know. I would less want to go to a game now than I would have this past season because I don't care.
How many teams was Jimmy Butler on before he landed down the Heat?
Jimmy Butler also wanted to be competitive and be a hard worker, and nobody else, like Philadelphia and Chicago, didn't want that.
What about Minnesota?
Same thing. Well, I feel like
I'm just saying, loyalty in the NBA. Loyalty in the NBA is not a thing. It's the logo on the front, not the name on the back that fans are loyal to. Definitely not the names on the back.
Sorry, Kevin. I don't want you. And the fact that he's seen my tweets before, if I'm the reason, I might get death threats by tomorrow. How let's get to this. Nikola Jokic has signed the largest contract in NBA history. At least that's next year's probably going to be junked by somebody else. But as for now, the 2-time MVP is a $300 million man. Like, I think he had like a $270 million extension. Sammy, does he deserve that contract?
I mean, if you're going to give the biggest contract in history to somebody, the back-to-back MVP would be a good choice. Also, his story is pretty damn fantastic, being a second-round pick. So I don't have a problem with it. The NBA contract has gotten so big that this will be the biggest contract until next year, and then Durant will sign the biggest contract in history. So, if I had to pick somebody, I think he's a good choice, being back MVP. But yeah, I mean, the numbers are gonna keep going up.
I agree with that, which is why I don't care about this as much as I probably would if it wasn't. Like, if the market didn't change so much, I probably would care about this a lot more. But for now, I'm like, cool, back-to-back MVP, first-round exit. I don't care how good you are. Most back-to-back MVPs, or all of them, can get past the first round. I don't care who they're up against. I just don't care who you're playing. I don't care who's on your team. LeBron James found a way. Michael Jordan finds a way. Nikola Jokic couldn't find a way. So there you go.
Yeah, I have been harsh on his playoff antics as well. I'm not sure why they can't seem to get better than a 6 seed, with the best player in the league. But I would not have voted for Jokic to be the MVP. But the fact is, he was voted MVP by people who are supposedly more smart than me, and so he's a good choice in that facet. He is the heart and soul of that team, and I imagine if he wasn't on that team would be pretty damn bad. So I congratulate him. I'm happy for him. I don't think this will be a record for long, but it's a record for now.
That's a fair point. And I'm not comparing Nikola Jokic to Russell Westbrook, but it almost seems like the guy with the highest usage rate wins the MVP. Like James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Nikola Jokic. Like, those guys aren't really the best players at any time in the league, except for like one night out of the year when James Harden scores 60 or Russell Westbrook gets a triple-double with a 20-20-20 game. Or Nikola Jokic does something a big man has never done. Like, to me, the highest usage rate wins the NBA MVP and not the best player. I don't understand it.
Well, I think those things do go a little bit hand in hand, right? So Jokic is the highest usage because he's probably the only big man who can do what he does. And so if other big men could pass as well and handle as well and shoot from the outside as well and post up as well, they would be in the MVP argument. But they can't do that as well. And so he gets more usage and therefore a better player.
I also think that defensive rebounding is one of the most overrated stats ever in terms of legacy. Because if we're just going to gloss over Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell, who dwarf guys like Jokic, those guys at least grabbed offensive boards. Like, to me, if Steph Curry can grab a bunch of defensive rebounds, to me, rebounding, anybody can do it. It's offensive boards as a big man that I want to see. And unless Jokic is the one who made the layup at the rim and it missed, I don't see him grabbing a lot of offensive boards. So when I say it to say, they brought up the stat like he's the first player to have like this amount of points and assists and rebounds. I'm like, do we really care about the rebound part of it? Well, let's be real. We don't care about the rebounding part of this. We just think it's cool because that's history. Well, I mean, yeah, sure, that's wonderful, but who cares?
Well, the offensive rebound stat has declined for years, and it makes sense why. Teams nowadays turn the ball backwards so fast, right? You get a rebound and you're on the break, dunking on the other end of the court. You really want your shooters to get back and play defense. I mean, the small chance you grab an offensive board is completely dwarfed by the fact that you're going to give up an easy layup on the other side if you don't get your guys back. So I don't want Jokic hanging out on the offensive rebound board. That's not good use of his talent. Instead, I'd rather him hustle back and play some defense. So I don't care that offensive rebounds is not a big deal anymore. It's not a big stat that we pay attention to. It's hard enough to get these guys to run back anyway. Giving them a reason to kind of lollygag around the rim is definitely not an extra motivation I would want.
To me, I feel like Kevon Looney, you see how many key offensive rebounds he grabbed, and that to me like just feels better than what Jokic did with his rebounding. Like, that's why I don't care about the stats of that, but I think he gets a lot of his credit for rebounding. It's like, okay, well, you're 7 foot. I would hope you grab 10 boards a game. What 7-footer hasn't done that?
Well, Kevin Looney's role in the finals was interesting because he was often guarding, Robert Williams or Robert Williamson or one of the other big guys who aren't a threat to run down the court and score. But Jokic a lot of times is guarding a guy who's going to spot up and shoot a three, or who is going to hustle down. So I mean, Kevin Looney can kind of stay back a bit and not lose his defensive assignment. Jokic is more important on the defensive end, needs to get back a lot more often. So, like I said, offensive rebound just isn't a thing like it was years ago.
Fair enough. Let's get to this. Jalen Brunson, I guess it's debate now, because at first he was the first player who's not an all-star to get a $100 million contract. Again, I take that with a grain of salt on the money. But now it's like he's having second thoughts and might choose the Mavericks anyways. You made a good point before the show that, yeah, the Knicks are in a lesser position to win the title. Let's be fair, none of these teams are winning the title in the next couple of years.
I mean, certainly not because of Jalen Brunson, they're not. I mean, if he were to be a role player on a team that's already stacked, then so be it. But neither of these teams are that, and he'll be the number 2 option pretty much on either team he goes to. And as a number 2, I don't know that he's good enough to win a championship. I mean, I'm happy if he gets a contract and he's a good player, but he needs to have 2 guys better than him on his team to lead the scoring, and he can be a great third asset. I don't think that he's a good number 2.
I think he's a high volume number 3.
Yeah.
Or lower end 2, like you said. I just feel like I've watched him since his days at Villanova, and I've always appreciated his coaching, like his fundamentals is what I'll say. Like, he will not only be efficient, but he'll also not turn the ball over, won't make dumb decisions. He'll fight his heart out on defense, even though being a smaller guy. I like him. If he's my number 2 some nights, sure. But mostly, like you said, I do want him like a third guy. Like maybe I have two stars, and then I have Jalen Brunson.
Like, he would be a perfect fit on the Celtics, right? So they already have Jaylen Brown. Yeah. They already have Jason Tatum. Him being the point guard and taking over that Marcus Smart role would be a big upgrade, in my opinion, from what Marcus Smart offers on the offensive end. Probably a small downgrade on the defensive end. But yeah, putting him with Luka, I mean, you saw what happened. Him as the number 2 option. When Luka has a bad night, they just don't have a shot.
And here's the thing: Marcus Smart goes on record and says, "Oh, well, we just made the finals with me as the point guard." Yeah, but you're still more of a spark plug, pal. And I think the team would be better if, like you said, Jalen Brunson comes on the team to start, and then you have Marcus Smart providing the spark on defense. I think that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, he would be a fantastic fit in a place like that. He'd also be a great fit in a place like Milwaukee, where he can play gritty defense. He has, you have Giannis, you have Middleton, who are clearly their number 1, number 2's already, in place, and he can be a great third option for them. Probably a little bit better than what they're currently rostering. Maybe not. I don't know. I have to look at it.
Who gets hurt every other day.
Yeah,
that's a fair point. I like those 2. Miami Heat wouldn't be bad either, if we're being fair. It seems like I know Tyler Hero likes the point guard duty sometimes, but I also understand that Kyle Lowry does need a backup.
Well, if Miami Heat don't even need to make a move, even if they don't get Kevin Durant or Jalen Brunson, all they need is Tyler Hero to take that next step forward. They've been saying that for a year now, and if he can take that next step forward and become a bona fide number 3 or even a good number 2 on that team is super scary, but we have yet to see it.
Well, I'm excited. Who needs Kevin Durant? Who needs him? Let's get back to that Kevin Durant talk, because I want to ask you this about the Brooklyn Nets. They have tried this twice now. Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett teamed up on this team to beat the Heat when they were like 38 years old apiece. It did not work out. This Ben Simmons / James Harden and Kyrie and KD might be one of the biggest failures in NBA history. People talk about Russell Westbrook failure on the Lakers. AD was hurt for like 90% of the year, and Westbrook is still coming back. What the heck did Kyrie and Kevin Durant do with their time together with the Brooklyn Nets that tells you, oh, wow. Now, you can say, oh, well, some guys were hurt. But then again, Kyrie, it was literally his doing while he wasn't available this year. This might be going down as the biggest roster build failure in the history of the NBA.
Yeah, it is definitely a disappointment. This is a team that we only saw those guys play together, like 13 games? It was some
Right.
super low number, which is just a shame. I mean, it was supposed to be so exciting to see, three basically having an all-star roster, still young and playing well, all ready to go. I mean, that big three was supposed to be a juggernaut. Unfortunately, we never got to see it, and it will now implode and go its separate ways. No love lost by the league, I'm sure. I mean, nobody really wants to see them win. And those are not. I mean, Kevin Durant is not really a likable guy. He wasn't a likable guy in California. Kyrie's not really a likable guy with his whole stance on social justice, and James Harden's definitely not a likable guy with with his eating habits and his effort habits, his ability to quit on teams. So, I mean, this was not a likable team unless you were in Brooklyn rooting for the Nets. So nobody's gonna be sad this is breaking up.
And Ben Simmons, who's depressed. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to pick every ailment you could choose for an NBA player and put it all on one team, you have the 2021-22 Brooklyn Nets.
That's a good point. And it's sad because these guys always complain about no one likes me, and this is why.
No one likes you.
This is why, in a nutshell, all four of you are not liked, because you literally do what you just did last year. Congratulations! Yeah. I don't feel sorry for you.
If you want to pick a person to like in the NBA, like Giannis. Giannis is a class act, has a great story.
Even Jokic.
Yeah, like Jokic, exactly. There's a lot of likable guys. There's a lot of guys who love their city, love their team, love their opportunity, play hard every night. There are lots of great people to root for in the NBA. Those four are not on that list.
Steph Curry, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Ja Morant.
Ja Morant. Oh, Ja Morant's a good one. Yeah. I mean, Damian Lillard. I mean, he never gets talked about, but Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal, loyalties can sometimes be like almost demoralizing to me when you don't want to win. But the fact they still want to try to make it work, not that they don't want to win, they're still trying to make it work, man.
Yeah, there are lots of good people to root for in the NBA. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Ben Simmons, and Kyrie Irving are not on that list.
Not all four of them are on another list. No California love. How about Californication? That's a good word for this too. USC and UCLA, they want to go to the Big Ten. College football, man, is getting so insufferable with all this crap. Like, what does it matter if you're in the Pac-12 or the Big Ten? Like, you guys think you never won the Pac-12 anyways. So what, you're going to go with Ohio State and Michigan? Good luck with that, pal.
Well, I think there's two sides to this coin, as with all things, right? If you go to the Big 12, you get some more national exposure. They have more money. They have better teams in the Big 12, so you get more nationally televised games. You get all things about college sports get better if you're in a better conference. But if you're in the Pac-12, you have a shot at winning that Pac-12 and getting into the playoff system, right? Being a Pac-12 winner. So these teams going for more money, more exposure, and better matchups is better for the fans. I would much rather see UCLA versus Oklahoma than UCLA versus Oregon State.
It's Big 10, not Big 12.
Big 10, sorry. I thought that's a Big 12. Oh, anyway.
It's Wisconsin and Ohio State and all that.
Yeah, my mistake. And I'd still rather see USC versus Ohio State than I would rather see USC versus Oregon State. You know what I mean? There's just no good matchups in the Pac-12 right now. I mean, every year it seems like a team is lukewarm and okay in the Pac-12, but nobody's really dominant and very good.
You got me thinking about. I'm checking that real quick. Oh, I don't know because of the UFC. Here it is. It is Big 10. Okay, and they have been approved, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good move for them. I mean, to be able to get better matchups, and college football will be better off having just two conferences anyway. I have no problem with or three conferences. You have the Big 12, the SEC, and the Big 10, and that's it. Everybody's in those three conferences. You play them out. You get, three winners and an at-large team. That's your playoff system.
Love it. It's been fun seeing the last month. A lot of Deshaun Watson. A lot of stuff we talked about, and appreciate you, big guy.
Hey, it was my pleasure, man. I really enjoy the show, as you know, and I will definitely be back. I'll watch it. I'm gonna bring it to the Europe, man. People in Europe are gonna get a chance to watch it. I'm gonna be showing people over there kind of what we do over here, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. I will definitely keep in touch. I'm sure I'll be back on the show in the future.
Yeah, bring your popple.
For my popple.
Go to MikeandAndrewDrop.com to support the show. For Sammy Action, enjoy your trip. For Aaron Crouch, can't wait to have you back. I am Michael Carvelis saying, see you next week. Drive safe.